Hey everybody, glad to see y'all again. Hope everybody's having a great and wonderful day, or had a great and wonderful day, however it might be. Alright, so, as you've seen, we got some new additions.
They're so cute. They're so cute.
Oh golly. So great to have another animal come back out, you know, that we get to be a part of. So, we need to expand the habitat, of course, making some more cages. Now, I'm going to do them a little different than I did my last ones. Pretty much with the same materials in a sense, but hopefully I've got a better idea of how to make it better this time. So,
the last time we did them, I actually did a step-by-step instruction on it and wrote a blog about it. I'll leave a link to that in the description below if you want to go look at it. It's got pictures you can follow along. These will be a little different, so I'm going to leave it to Jeff to show you what it is that he does that makes this place work.
Try to at least. So I'm going to roll out the floor part first and then get that all flattened out, and then we'll start putting up what I'm going to end up doing for the sides and the top.
I will let Jeff take over showing you how this is done.
Alright, unwind the wire. Alright, there's the floor. Now let's see if they gave us exactly 10 feet or if it's a little longer than 10 feet. That's a little longer than 10 feet, so they actually give you about 4 inches extra, so we need to knock off. Well, I could keep it, I guess, a little long and then
work with it.
Yeah, we'll just keep it that same length. And always keep a kind of a grip on your wire here, because once it kind of gets all hooked, it has a tendency of springing on you. Sometimes, kind of like that. All right. My lovely assistant will hold that end.
One second. My back is still hurting.
Ow. A 36 by 25, 1 by 2 mesh, 14 gauge. And this will be what the sides and the top will be made out of. Alright, now the tedious part of cutting it all out. I'm going to leave this in one piece.
Okay.
So that it can go up my side, off the one end, go up. I'm going to bend it over, carry it all the way across the top, and then bend it to go back down the other side. So I'm cutting this right now to the 30 inches to match the 30 inches of my bottom for the cage. Now, that's a nice little trick. Works a little better than getting on your knees and rolling it out. Step on it. But it only works if you got a flat surface, so. Because if you're on the ground or something, you'd be making little indentions wherever the ground would make different deals. Well, until you get to that very last little spot. Hey, where are you going? Get back over here. And that last little spot is a little bit more of a pain to turn around. All right. On that end. All right. What the heck did I do with my clippers? There they are. Alright, so this is going to be cutting both, I guess you'd consider the front length and the back length. So, oh, look at there. I'm just thinking now ahead of time. The other piece that I did to make an end go along the whole top and the other end, I was leaving that bottom over there because it was 10 foot 4 inches. Well, I cut just enough I needed to make both sides to go up and down, and the length at 10 feet, not 10 feet 4. So, there's a boo-boo. So, we have 10 feet.
You fix it?
Yeah, I'm going to fix it by just making a patch. And I'll show that boo-boo later, too.
That'll work.
So, 10-4. That goes in the middle of that, so we'll cut it at the edge there. So, I'm going to make the cage. Now, this is 36 inches wide. And I guess you can do this in a couple of different ways, however you'd like to do it. My suggestion is I was going to make the cage 18 inches tall, but in order to do that, you'd have one part to clip onto and not another. So we're going to make them 16 inches tall, and we'll just cut out this one little middle section. That way you'll have enough to grip with J-clips, because if not, you'll have this little pointed spot coming out and you wouldn't be able to connect very well to the cage. Okay, so if you like watching me clip wires and have fun like this, please just hit that little like and subscribe button down below if you wouldn't mind. And please share them with everybody you know, because we love bringing this to everybody that we can. Alright, let's take these two pieces and put them off to the side. Alright, now what I'm going to do here is bend this up to that 16-inch mark. What I'm going to do here is like I said, this is going to be one end, so I'm going to try to get you a flat edge or something there. Kind of bend it up and around, and then we can rebend it and shape it here in a second. But so now what we're going to do here is I'm going to set it on its side. We'll grab the one side here and grab us some clips. Get ourselves ready here. And so you'll notice that these tools, it's got two little pieces that go here. It's almost like a scissors, you know. It's got another piece that comes through the middle there. So what I'll do is you just take your little clip, and I call them J clips because they look like a J. Put it in there, put a little tension on it, put the J, the curved part, on your wider part on the bottom, and then the top part. What you'll do is you'll take the two pieces you want to connect, put them next to each other. Take the little channel J part, make sure that you've got them both in the wire, squeeze, and as you can see, it curves and curls it around. You just squeeze it tight. And then they'll hold together. And then you just rinse and repeat that system. And this will be the bottom. That'll be the side. Okay, I know I cut this 4 inches too short, right?
Correct.
Alright. Alright, so now I still got to fix the boo-boo that I made. I need 4 inches. And the cage is 30 inches wide. So off that scrap piece that I have, just going to clip that off of there. I can add that to this other end to curve it. Alrighty, how far do we get down here? Okay, so we obviously had enough just to get past all that. So now we can actually turn this over a little bit. Now, so I've got the bottom, the top, the sides, and the back, or the front, depending on how I cut it. So now I'm going to do is make my divider so I can easily get into all them before I put this other back or front, however it's going to go on there. So, ouch.
And this is for the inside pieces?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, that'll be the 30. Alright, so got that cut that direction. And now we need to cut the individuals. Should be that one.
Yep.
Alright, so try to get that flat as we can. So, let's mark it about here. And my lovely assistant will feed me one of those on this side.
In?
No, on the outside. I'll see if I can grab it over here. There we go. Get those two together. So all the bottoms, we got the backs already, check. We got the tops, check. Now, stand it up on the other side and start putting the other end back on it.
This is 124. I just measured it just like the other one.
Well, everything's pretty straight. It's going the same way as the other side. It's good and straight on that side. It's 10 foot 4 inches.
Well, then this is warpy. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, there we go. We can make it. Yeah, no, not really. We need to probably add 1 square. Well, that's just gonna be fun to do.
Well, that's the empty one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's doable.
You know,
somehow, I guess.
things happen.
Yeah, things happen. I guess it's because
The way you did the bend on top.
maybe the bend. No, I think it's probably needed to keep this wire more taut as I pulled it back. Taut to pull it back, because we're only 1 inch off, and so I'm pretty sure with the bending of all the wire all the way down.
Wavy.
Yeah, and so I needed to keep that tighter.
Good enough.
Yeah, I didn't stretch it, so good to know. Stretch it out a little better. Now, our top adds up, our bottom added up, but the side now looks like it's going to have to pull in or out one way or the other. 14-inch door. That's enough to get in.
So here's where you're clipping. This is what it goes against.
All right, so it'll clip
And
here.
it'll clip there, and then it'll go against here and clip here.
Yeah, so then it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 10 inches. Well, we'll see how well that's going to work. All right, there's a hole.
So the door.
Can we get in there? Okay, I can get in there. And
it's going to overlap there. It's going to overlap there.
Yeah.
It's going to overlap here.
Yeah, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. A 6 by 16. Yeah, that'll work.
Right?
This is the way we stomp on a door, stomp on a door, stomp on a door.
So it's connecting here, right?
Yeah, so, all right, so here I've made it. It's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Yeah, 14 by.
So it's going to be 14 inches by 10 inches. And that's a pretty good sized hole. I mean, I can reach in there. I can get back to where I need to. Yes, probably you could make it a little bit bigger. And that's the other reasoning of if you make these 30 inches and only have it go back 2 feet, because then you only need to reach in this far.
But you don't have as much.
And you'll have more room going back to side.
And you'll have more leeway.
You have more leeway to go back and forth. So we cut out our door, and what I do is I cut out another piece out of the leftovers I have to where it'll match up and go 1 square over the sides and the top, so that when I attach it with a hook, it can go up there and be tight. So
actually, we're doing 2 hooks this time, aren't we?
Possibly, yes.
And we'll explain why later.
Or we could have actually had it swing open.
Well, no, because then you don't have the overlap here.
Yeah. Well, I think
we need it to come this way.
That was our thought anyway, is we're thinking about doing it this way this time, weren't we?
Yeah, but then you'll have to, even if it's 1 over, you're going to have to 2 hooks here. Or at least 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Or this way, you're still just doing 2 hooks.
Yeah.
I think that way is still better.
Yeah. So try to get your...
Where's the clippers, and I'll cut you another door. Excuse me.
So try to get your wire all flattened out the best you can. And what you can do is just use the little J-clips as hinges. So you'll line up your door and just clip it on. And see, that way it'll move down and it goes back up, and they stay all on there clipped together, and it gives, you know, good support to where they can't, you know, push out the bottom of the door back down there. And so, ta-da! Okay, poof, we're in the shop. Haha. The power of magic. Okay, anyway, I've got some, oh, what is this? Probably about a 10 gauge or a 12 gauge. Kind of a sturdy wire. I don't know where I got it from, but if you can get your hands on this, I can show you how to, instead of buying little cage latches, show you how to kind of make your own. All right, so what we want to do is
Excuse Larry.
he's making all kinds of racket out there. So what you want to do is I've got, I believe it's about 12 inches is what you need. I cut this at 14. We'll see how much we got left over afterwards. Hopefully I cut enough. But what you want to do is we're going to make a little spot to where it'll attach to the cage. It'll bend up. It'll make a circle as like a spring. Come up, make like a little loop to where you can grab onto it, and then a hook around it. So what I'll do is as long as this tape measure will last, come back about 2 inches, because that's what the spacing is of those deals, so that you're going to clip onto it. I just put it in my vise. You can use a pair of pliers as well, and we'll just bend it back to 2 inches. Okay, so that gets us to where this part, like if this is your cage door, this part's, you're going to clip it here and here, and then you'll clip it here as well. So now you need to kind of make, it's kind of weird, but it works. You make like a little circle here so that it'll give it some spring. Now you can use anything. I've got this to where, in case, you know, it's a little sturdy to where I can bend it around. And what you want to do here is we're gonna stick that in there a little bit. Okay. And then we're gonna bend this around this. And the only reason I'm using this is because it's kind of gives me like that little bit of a gives me the point of using it as like a circle. Probably be a lot easier put this in the vise. But you can use anything round, I guess decent amount of size. So just take that, and you want to bend it back and over around it to where you'll have that little spring, and it'll curl up like that. Now I'm going to take that and come up just a little bit. Okay. Bend this back towards you so that that'll be your point going back around that circle that you're going to make. Okay. And so at that circle, you want to be able to bend it back around. All right. That gives you like a little finger hold to hold on to it. So that's attaching to there, to there. This gives you a little finger hold. And then you'll come out. You'll kind of go where it'd be showing even there. And, well, let's see, which way is the best way to show you here. Alright, so you got your flat part going up, you got your circle coming back, you're looking at your little handle. So, going kind of even with it. You want to take it. I'm guessing if you've got that first part pointed back towards you, take this part and point it down to curve around. And that would be your hook that's going to go around the top of your cage. And then kind of going even with that circle and everything up here. Then you'll clip that off. And so that's roughly 2 inches. So if you've got 12 inches of wire, that'll work. Now I'm going to show you how I attach it onto the cage as well. Yeah, I set that one way off. I was nowhere near my hook. Alright, so I made my little hook a little bit off. I was not straight in line here. So anyway, this is how it would work. You can line it up on your cage just to make sure you're going to get a tight fit. So, like I said, you'll have the 2 inches. It's going to attach here. That'll curve around. It'll be like a spring. So you can put it on there to where it'll be like it's tight. Take your pliers and kind of mark right there where it's going to bend. And then bend it over. Well, I'm going to see if I can squeeze these in here to cut this. But are these little bitty pliers strong enough?
Oh, be darned.
Kinda. I think I hurt myself doing it though. Okay, so kind of a little bit of adjustment when you get there. I guess it's not factory done. So what I'll do is go about the middle. Oh, that's right.
That's the middle.
So this one would be the middle one. So we're going to line that up there. Clip your part coming up onto there. And then one more please. Then clip it to where it's going to come on the bottom. That way your hook all stays on there. And then the reason you put that little curl in there is because it acts kind of like a little spring instead of being taut. And then there you go. Since I made these doors I think a little wider than my last ones, I may end up on this one putting a one of these hooks here and here
Instead of here.
instead of just in the middle. I mean, it seems like there's a little bit of a pushback there, and I'm more worried about predators than I am the bunnies trying to push their way out. But they can, if they get
Here, trust me.
scared enough, they can push their way out of that. So
When they're full grown, yes they can.
yeah, so what I'll end
Ask
up
us
doing,
how we know.
yeah, we had one escape. So anyway, so what I'll end up doing is putting one here and here instead of just right in the middle. But that is how you make a little clip. All right, so hopefully I didn't bore you too bad or anything with all that. Hopefully I was able to help y'all with anything. If you had any thoughts or questions about how I did something or how I could have done something better, please leave those down below. I'd appreciate it. And like I said, hopefully it helped y'all out. That's what I like doing. And so we'll be getting back with you on some other little improvements I'll be making to the cages with some feeders and putting the water system in. I'm just going to finish up making me some more of these little hooks and get the cage all set up and ready. I'm not going to bore you with trying to get my little shelter I need to still get for them to put that cage underneath. So, hopefully everything went well today. Can't wait to see y'all till next time. Y'all have a great and wonderful one. Be careful.